Peace and prosperity. This is Asaya Mystic coming to you with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Right now, I am talking about astrology, and I started this channel doing astrology videos, and it came to me the other day that I kind of just went head on, like straight into the details of astrology and the signs of astrology, but I never really did like an astrology 101. So for all of my subscribers, for all the people who are astrology novices, beginners, and for people who are just getting into astrology and wanting to actually become an astrologer, like a master at this, I have come to you with 5 really important things that you should know that most people do not know, and most people are not taught about astrology when they are coming into astrology. So these are like the most important things that I think people should know about astrology when they start to learn. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today in this video. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know about astrology, if you are a beginner, you're getting into it, or you are looking to really master the energy of astrology, the number one thing that you need to know that most people do not tell you is that astrology is a tool, okay? I cannot tell you how many times I have talked to people, and even in my earlier days when like astrology was really just a hobby and it was really just something me and my friends would get together and just like joke about and talk about, a lot of times people use astrology as this excuse to be a certain way or embody certain characteristics, or they may even use astrology as kind of like this external validation. And I need you guys to understand that astrology is a tool. It is a map. It is not who you are. Okay? Who you are is much deeper, much vaster, much more complex than many of us even have the capacity to comprehend on this earthly realm at this period of time. Who we are is beyond astrology, and astrology really is only a tool and a map for us to understand our life better. So do not use astrology as a reason for the season and a reason why you are the way you are, don't get lost in the energy of astrology and the energy of the sign and the energy. Don't get lost in these things, and understand that these are all just tools for you to use. These are all just things to make you more aware of what's at play in your energy, who it is that you really are, who it is that you have the capacity to be, but it's not actually who you are. Who you are is much greater, much grander, much more deeper than, a map, right? A map of the stars. And so this is what a lot of people understand who are first introduced to astrology. So a lot of people might see them as like skeptical, or like, oh, these people are skeptic and they just are in denial of astrology. But it's not that. It's just that they're on the other end of the spectrum. Whereas there's the other people who are on the other end of the spectrum. So there's the people who are on the spectrum of, oh, astrology is the reason for everything. And then there's the people who are on the other end of the spectrum who are like, I am the reason for everything, not astrology. So I need you to understand that both of you guys are like out of balance, and there is a there's like a meeting between these two energies, right? So astrology meets you halfway. Astrology meets you in the middle. You are the reason for the season. However, there is also a blueprint and a map and an energy field that you have the ability to tap into. So this is like the balance between understanding that astrology is a tool, and you are more powerful than this, map that people give you, or astrology reading that people might give you. You're greater than that. You have the power, you have the strength, and ultimately it's going to be your energy and what you bring to the energy of astrology that's going to make it all the difference. That's going to make all the difference. Astronomy and astrology are one and the same. And I learned this in college when I decided to take an astronomy class, Astronomy 101. And everything that they were saying about the planets, like the physical construct and the science of it, was so relative to astrology. Yet the professor made it his duty to make sure everyone in that class despised astrology and never learned anything about astrology. But it was like, yeah, I've already learned the majority of that. That's kind of why I took this class. So yeah, he was like really pushing for people to stay away from astrology. But I was like, no, like you're missing so much of your learning capacity when it comes to astrology when you separate the two. So astronomy and astrology are literally like one and the same, and one just governs over the physicality of the planets and the stars, and the other just governs over the spiritual energy of the stars and the planets. So you can't really thoroughly understand one without the other. So if you're interested in astrology, I definitely recommend you learning about astronomy and the actual physicality of the planets, because it is so relative to the energy of the cosmos and things of that nature. And really, when you learn about the history of astronomy and the things that have happened over millennia in the galaxy and the universe, you can start to put a lot of dots together, just kind of understanding the universe, the things that have kind of transpired within the universe. So yeah, that's something that you should definitely know when it comes to astrology. So the third thing that you should know when it comes to astrology, and some of the things that a lot of people don't know, is that astrology predates religion. So there are a lot of people, especially who are very religious, and in subscribe to different religions, who fear astrology and who fear the stars, and they have this kind of like scared energy around delving into anything that is like I don't want to call it a cult, because it's not a cultic. It's just not a religious system, right? It's not a part of whatever their religion promotes. And the thing that people need to know about astrology, and to probably like soften them up when it comes to learning more about astrology, is that astrology predates religion. And a lot of the books, like the Bible and the Quran and a lot of these, pretty much every religion is actually based off of astrology and the understanding of the cosmos and the stars and the way things align energetically. And that is something that, in my experience with sharing what I know about astrology, so many people just like, yeah, I don't believe in that. I believe in the Bible. Like, get that away from me. And that is really, it's like 2020, and it's kind of time for people to really be freer and open in their energy. Okay, so the fourth thing that you should know, that most people don't know about astrology is that astrology was and is still the original navigation system. What do I mean by navigation system? So before people had GPSs and technology to tell them how to get places, even like physical maps, people would follow the stars. People would know where they are and know how to get to certain places based off of the stars in the sky. And this is also relative to the energy of the earth and how we kind of navigate on a day-to-day basis. Like, we don't have to really be going to like this far place across the globe, but we could just be navigating in our day-to-day life. Astrology is the original blueprint to really kind of help you to understand how to get from A to Z, point A to point B in whatever area of our life and whatever energy of our life. So if we want to get to a certain place socially and in our purpose in life and what we've come here to kind of bring to other people to help them, that would be very Saturn and Capricorn energy. That would be very 10th house energy. If we are trying to mend a relationship with a family member or ourselves internally and subconsciously heal something, that's a very lunar energy. So yeah, astrology is definitely the original navigation system. You can use astrology to figure out where you want to go, how you're going to get there. It's really, like, as I said earlier, the number one thing, it's a map. Okay, it is a tool to figure out and pretty much see your direction in life, to help guide you. Okay, so the number 5 thing that astrology ultimately teaches us is that, if we are humble in our hearts and open enough to receive the intuitive messages of the stars and the universe, ultimately who we are, because we are the universe, we are the cosmos, we are all interconnected, we are all synchronized together, we are all living out this life together. Every single thing, every single person, every single experience, every single emotion, everything is one. So astrology definitely teaches us the rules of life and understanding that we are the universe. Yeah, so I have been going back and forth, in and out to different rooms, because my daughter is like wanting all of my attention. Oh my gosh. So that's another thing about astrology, like, and understanding yourself and knowing yourself. And there's there's like so much about astrology and the cosmos and the energy of life that modern day Western astrology hasn't even touched on. You know what I'm saying? Like, modern day astrology, Western astrology hasn't even gotten to a place where they can authentically and truthfully speak on the origins of astrology and like the past of astrology, and how it's not just Aries, Virgo, these Western signs. Like, everything is just so superficial nowadays. And it's funny because even in astrology, there's an aspect going on right now that lets me know why this is happening. We're entering fully into the age of Aquarius. We are currently entering also into Pluto in Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius is bringing not only and expansive access to knowledge and information, but the detriment can be we can be so detached, and we can just be thirsty for all this knowledge that we end up falling off a cliff of just knowing, but we never come to a synopsis or understanding the real wisdom of what it means to collect information, and it's always for a deeper soul purpose. And with Pluto in Aquarius, we are getting all of this information, and we're living in a time where technology and people of all backgrounds and cultures and diversities are coming together in that same light. It can also it's moving into a place where things are gonna start to get a lot more we're gonna start to see the ways that have been very, very detached and plastic in technology, this technology era. I predict that like going past 2023, there's gonna be a lot of things coming to the surface about technology, like this laptop and webcam that I'm using right now, that we were unaware of before, coming to the surface for us to now know better and understand. And this next generation, they're gonna be I know my daughter and these beautiful light beings, and even the people now presently that are living through these times, if you take this energy and you use it to empower you, you use it to fuel you, you use it to strengthen you, instead of using it to always feel like something is wrong, always feel like something needs a healing, and things are just so bad, and oh my gosh, the world is just so... That's the world that you live in. The world that you live in is bad. Everything that's happening, everything that's transpiring, like I said, it is a tool, it is a map, it is a navigation system, and you are literally being given everything that you need. You just have to see it that way. You just have to think of it that way, and always put what you want first. Aleva, I'm making a video. Okay, so that was pretty much everything that most people, I feel, do not know about astrology. Those were the top 5 things. So if you would like to know more, make sure you put your questions down in the comment box, and like and subscribe to this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Say bye bye everybody.